Happy day, guys. Now we are into the last chapter of the communication skills, where we are going to learn about English as written and spoken language. Now, moving on, we are here to explore about the history and evolution of English language here. So that can be, you know, differentiated in four timelines: Old English, Middle English, transition to modern English, the early modern English period, and the modern standard English period. So the first Old English, it was round about from 450 to 1150 AD. So where the English originated from German tribes, particularly the Angles, Saxons, Jews, who settled in Britain around the 15th century. So the Old English was heavily influenced by Old Norse due to the Viking invasion. It was highly inflected language with a rich system of conjugation. And when we move on, the Old English took a transformation in the period of 1150 to 1500 AD, where in 1066 the Norman conquest brought a significant influence of French. So there was French vocabulary into English. This period saw the blending of Anglo-Saxon and Norman French, which led to major changes in grammar and vocabulary of English. And then there came the period of 1500 to 1700 AD, where the English took the early modern English. So this is where the printing press all came into part. So the invention of printing press in the mid 15th century that standardized the English. William Caxton introduced the printing press to the England in 1476. So leading to more uniform spelling and even grammar. And then again the English took a good transformation in the late modern English period, that is from 1700 to present thing. So this was caused due to British colonialism spreading the English language globally. There were British colonies all over the globe, right? So that was the spread of English language globally, leading to the incorporation of words from various languages around the world. This also caused the industrial revolution, like technological advancements of the industrial revolution, and also introduced new terminology related to science, industry, and technology. And there has been so many other things, like American English was there, and there was like so many standardization happened. Everything played a part from 1700, and it is still taking transformation till now. Now moving on to the importance of English as a global language. Why English as a global language? So English is like universal remote. Like if you have a remote that can control the TV from different countries. You just imagine that way. So English is such a remote control that can operate from anywhere. You can speak from anywhere in terms of English, so that you can have a smooth international conversation. So again, rather than the global communication, it also plays a major role in education and research. It is like a key that unlocks access to global knowledge, academic research, educational opportunity around the world. Imagine if there were countries only teaching in their own medium, there cannot be possibility of any person to go there and study in that country. But English being the medium of language, any person from anywhere can be accessing the global knowledge, and there can be academic research which can be gone through by any person. So business and trade, the same thing applies to business, trade, and even cultural exchanges. Everything, it is like a bridge that connects the diverse culture, business, education, and everything is being taken care of. So, what is the difference between spoken and written English? So, Spoken English, it is spontaneous, like as I do. It is colloquial. It is full of informal expressions. The intonations and tone convey meaning and emotions. It often includes pauses, hesitation, and all body language. But written English is like a formal letter. It is very much structured. It follows certain rules like grammar, punctuation, vocabulary, clear sentences. There are so many things which are fixed, and they lack certain small things that we have in the spoken language. So, what are the common challenges in spoken language? So, the main challenge is the accent and pronunciation. As there are different accents from person to person and country to country, it is becoming really tough to understand someone with a very strong regional accent. So, pronunciation varies from person to person and from country to country. That may lead to miscommunication. That is the common challenge. And if it is going to be quick, very fast, and if it is going to be an informal speech, it is very difficult for a person to follow. So, keeping up with a quick, casual conversation can be tough. And idiomatic, we have heard about idioms and phrases. If the slang is using, like, so much of phrases, like, for example, if I'm using breaking a leg, I broke my leg. What does that mean? It means it is a good luck, which would be confusing. Probably, if the person didn't know about the idiom, he would get confused because he was not introduced to the phrases. So, idiomatic expression and slang can also be a challenge in spoken English. So, what are all the tips for improving spoken English skill? So, you have to practice pronunciation regularly, focus on common sounds, practice scales in music to improve clarity, and listen to English podcasts a lot. Expose yourself to different accents, like tuning into various radio stations. So the same way, expose yourself to different accents, to different peoples from different countries, so that you would be able to, properly understand the accent of any person. Engage in conversation, participate in discussion with native speakers, like joining a club, boost your fluency and boost your confidence. Expand your vocabulary continuously, learn new words, use them daily, much like adding new ingredient to your cooking recipe. Same way, use new words every day so that you can expand your vocabulary, which would really help in improving your spoken English. So, what is the importance of written English in professional setting? It is very crucial. So, because it influences how we communicate, how we document, how we present information. It is like the blueprint for clear, concise, and professional documents, reports, and emails. So, it is very important to know the professionalism of the written English. So, what are all the key elements of effective written communication? So, it should look like a well edited book. It should be very clear. It should be concise. It should use proper grammar, punctuation, and tone to convey ideas effectively. Presentation and organization of content has to engage the audience in a way like a well designed layout in a magazine. So, what are all the mistakes that are common in written English? The subject verb agreement, misalignment between subjects and verbs is like mismatched socks. Okay, it stands out. It looks odd if you are mismatching your shoes, if you are wearing your, mismatched shoes. How would it look? It would look odd, right? The same way, the misalignment between the subject and verb would look very odd, like the mismatched shoe. So, word usage error should be, or the common mistakes that can happen in written English, like confusing between similar words. It's like using salt instead of sugar. So it changes the meaning completely of the recipe. The same way, similar sounding words can change the meaning of the sentence, and even the punctuation mistakes, the inaccurate use of commas, semicolons, apostrophes. It's like, it is like driving without proper road signs in a uh, unmanned road. So it causes confusion. There has to be proper punctuation throughout the sentences and throughout the passage, whichever is being written. Incorrect spelling. So, like a typo error in a thing, it can lead to complete different result. So, the misspelled common words can also be a common mistake in written English. So, these things we can just improve ourselves through regular practice. And what could be the resources for further learning and practice? Nowadays, we have so many online platforms. We have so many books in various genres, various subjects to learn in depth and learning practice. And even we have experienced mentors whom give personal coach, give feedback. They focus on personalized growth, and there are some language exchange programs as well. So we can improve ourselves with all these platforms. So that was in brief about the English as a written and spoken language. With this, the chapter of written English as written and spoken language ends, where it makes a full stop for the this chapter number 8. Happy learning, guys. Keep learning. Thank you.